Welcome to New Zealand Hood Politics. In this episode, I will discuss the life of rugby league star Manu Ma'u. In the 1980s, Manu Ma'u's parents departed Tonga for New Zealand to find better opportunities and raise their kids. Manu Ma'u was born in Auckland, New Zealand, on August 14, 1988. Ma'u is the youngest of 5 children. The Ma'u family resided in the central Auckland area of Roskill South. He started playing rugby league at 8, joining the local team without telling his parents. He played for the Richmond Rovers and Marist Saints. Manu Ma'u attended a rugby league nursery school called St. Paul's College. Manu Ma'u had the natural ability to become a superstar athlete, but as they say, you are a product of your environment. His old coach Ricky Henry would say he was too good for local club footy. Mount Roskill was known as a tough suburb with gang activities. Since the 1950s, Central Auckland's main gang has been the King Cobras, the oldest in New Zealand. Since then other crews from different areas formed and the violence in Auckland grew. Manu Ma'u and his brother followed the footsteps of many others in their area and joined the local gang called the JDKs, which stands for Junior Dom Kings. Manu Ma'u grew up in the era just before social media took over the world. This was when everyone was outside. It was a different world back then with much more violence. In 2007, one of Manu's fellow gang members was stabbed, and one thing all gangs have in common is that they want revenge. Manu gathered his troops and planned to crash a 21st party their enemies were holding. Once they were ready, they pulled up and got the get back. A few months later, Manu was arrested with his brother and was convicted of grievous bodily harm with intent to injure. Manu served 22 months in a Waikato prison. After Manu had done his time, he was released in 2009 to work and continue to pursue his rugby league career. Manu joined the New Zealand Warriors reserves team called the Auckland Vulcans. Still, due to his criminal history, he could not play away games in Australia as the immigration department disallowed his visa. In 2013, Manu's manager and the Parramatta Eels pursued their bid to bring the powerhouse Tongan to Aussie shores. They fought hard and got what they wanted when they earned Manu a visa to move over the ditch and play in the New South Wales Cup for the Wentworthville Magpies. A year later, in 2014, Manu was chosen in the Eels' 2014 Auckland Nines squad. In the first round of the same year, Manu made his NRL debut for the Parramatta Eels against the New Zealand Warriors. Ma'u made a statement and was awarded Man of the Match on debut. He finished his debut year playing 13 games. In February 2015, Manu debuted for the Tongan Rugby League team, and later that year he was named in the New Zealand train-on squad but never debuted. On the 6th of May 2016, Ma'u made his debut for the New Zealand Kiwis against the Kangaroos and was selected again later that year for the 2016 Four Nations, where they placed second. In 2017, Manu and the Eels finished fourth on the table and qualified for the NRL finals. Ma'u also switched his national allegiance to Tonga that year and was named in the Tongan squad for the 2017 Rugby League World Cup, and was instrumental in their historic campaign which led them to the semi-finals against England where they just fell short. Manu's 2018 season was cut short due to a fractured cheekbone during a mid-season test match against Samoa. Manu's final year at the Eels was a late start as he was still healing but returned to the field in round 7. On July 8 Ma'u announced he signed a 2-year deal with Hull FC in England for the 2020 season. The Eels went on to finish 5th and made the finals again. They progressed to the semi-finals and lost to the Melbourne Storms where Manu played his last game for the club. Manu Ma'u moved to England the following year and played a few games for Hull FC, reaching the semi-finals where they lost to Wigan. Ma'u would play again the following year raking up 20 games but missed out on the playoffs. In 2022, Ma'u announced he signed a 2-year deal with the Catalans Dragons starting in 2023 and would play his final year at Hull FC with 14 games and they would miss the playoffs again. Ma'u had a fresh start in 2023 and would progress to the grand final with his new team where they lost to Wigan. In 2024, Ma'u went separate ways with the Catalans Dragons at season's end. Ma'u would move back to Australia and signed with the South Sharks. A re-established man with a young family to care for, Manu was yearning to leave his past behind him and focus on the great opportunity with the Eels. Ma'u wanted to repay Parramatta for their faith in him. He wanted to build a future for his young family and wanted them to be proud and know that he was not that young boy who caused them pain. Ma'u was focused and put in the hard work with dedication, consistency, and sacrifice. This is a message of hope to those who have lost their way in life to never give up on their dreams and aspirations as no one in this life is perfect but we can only give it our best shot. Everyone deserves a second chance in life. That brings us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. Stay safe out there.